Elijah was a man of God, a prophet of unwavering faith. Yet even he felt the sting of fear. Jezebel, the queen, threatened his life. Fear propelled him into the wilderness. He fled for his life. The journey was arduous. The desert sun beat down mercilessly. Elijah was exhausted, both physically and emotionally. He had poured his heart and soul into his mission. He had confronted kings and challenged evil, but now he felt alone, afraid and utterly depleted. He reached Beersheba, a desolate outpost. Leaving his servant behind, he ventured further into the wilderness. He was a man running from his fears, seeking solace in solitude. His spirit, once a beacon of strength, now flickered with uncertainty. The vast emptiness of the wilderness mirrored the emptiness in Elijah's heart. He stumbled through the desolate landscape, each step heavy with despair. Finally, he collapsed under a solitary broom tree. "Enough!" he cried out to the heavens. "Take my life, Lord. I am no better than my ancestors." His words echoed the depth of his anguish. He was spent, broken, and longing for release. The wilderness, once a symbol of God's presence, now felt like a prison of his own making. He curled up under the meager shade of the broom tree. He closed his eyes, seeking oblivion and sleep. He was a man at the edge of his endurance, yearning for the strength to carry on. Sleep came upon Elijah, a heavy cloak of exhaustion. But his slumber was not one of peace. He was troubled, his dreams haunted by his fears. He woke with a start to a gentle touch. An angel stood beside him. "Get up and eat," the angel said, his voice a soothing balm to Elijah's troubled soul. Elijah looked around. There, beside him, was a simple meal, a cake baked on hot stones and a jar of water. He ate and drank, the nourishment restoring his weary body. He lay back down, seeking again the solace of sleep. The angel returned, his presence a reassuring constant. "Get up and eat," the angel repeated, "for the journey is too much for you." Strengthened by the angelic food, Elijah rose. He knew he couldn't outrun his fears. He had to confront them. He set out again, this time with a renewed sense of purpose. His destination, Mount Horeb, the mountain of God. The journey was long and arduous. 40 days and 40 nights he walked. Each step was a testament to his resilience. He was no longer running from his fears, but walking towards his faith. He arrived at Horeb, the mountain where Moses had received the 10 Commandments. It was a place of power, the place where the veil between heaven and earth felt thin. Elijah sought refuge in a cave, his heart heavy with unvoiced questions. Section 5. Whispers in the Wind. As Elijah waited in the silence of the cave, a powerful storm erupted. The wind howled, tearing at the mountain, but God was not in the wind. Then the earth shook, splitting the rocks with its fury. Still, God was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, a fire swept across the mountainside, but God was not in the fire. Then, after the fire, came a still, small voice, a whisper so soft and gentle, yet so powerful. It shook Elijah to his core. Elijah recognized the voice of God. He wrapped his face in his mantle and stood at the entrance of the cave. God spoke, not in the thunderous roar of nature's fury, but in the quiet whisper of a gentle breeze. "What are you doing here, Elijah?" God asked. His voice, though gentle, carried the weight of eternity. Elijah poured out his heart. He spoke of his fear, his loneliness, his despair. He spoke of the threats, the burdens, the overwhelming sense of hopelessness. God listened patiently. Then he gave Elijah new instructions. He was to anoint Hazael as king of Aram, Jehu as king of Israel, and Elisha as his successor. These tasks gave Elijah a renewed sense of purpose. He was not alone. His work was not done. God's gentle whisper had calmed the storm within him. He emerged from the cave, no longer a prophet defeated, but a man renewed. He was ready to face his fears, to carry out his mission, and to embrace the path laid out before him. Elijah found Elisha, a young man diligently ploughing his field. The sun beat down on him as he worked tirelessly, guiding the oxen through the soil. His hands were calloused and his brow was furrowed with concentration, embodying the spirit of hard work and dedication. Elijah walked up to Elisha and, in a symbolic gesture that would change the course of his life, threw his mantle over him. This act was more than just a simple gesture, it was a profound moment of calling and destiny. The mantle, a symbol of Elijah's prophetic authority and divine mission, was now being passed on. Elisha understood the weight and significance of this act. It was a moment of realization and acceptance of a higher calling. Without hesitation, Elisha left everything behind, his plow, his oxen, his past life, and followed Elijah. This decision marked the beginning of a new journey, one filled with challenges, learning, and spiritual growth. Elisha became Elijah's faithful companion, absorbing the prophet's wisdom and experience. They walked together, talked together, and shared countless moments of teaching and learning. Elisha's dedication to his mentor was unwavering. He witnessed Elijah's miracles, heard his fervent prayers, and saw firsthand the power of unwavering faith. Each miracle was a testament to God's power and a lesson in faith for Elisha. Through these experiences, Elisha was being prepared for the day he would take up the mantle and continue the Lord's work. Elijah's teachings were not just lessons, but preparations for the future. The passing of the mantle wasn't just about a transfer of power. It was a profound moment of spiritual succession, a testament to the enduring nature of faith and the continuity of God's work through generations. This act was a powerful reminder that faith is not confined to one person or one time. It is a living, breathing force that transcends generations, carrying with it the hopes and prayers of those who came before. Even in the darkest of times, even when fear threatens to consume us, God's light continues to shine. It pierces through the darkness, offering hope and guidance. This light is a beacon that passes from one generation to the next, guiding us through the storms of life. It is a symbol of hope, faith, and the enduring legacy of those who have walked the path before us. Elijah's journey reminds us that sometimes the greatest strength is found not in the roar of the storm, but in the stillness of the whisper. It's in the gentle rustle of leaves, the soft murmur of a stream, and the quiet moments of dawn that we often find our deepest strength. It's in those quiet moments of reflection, of prayer, of simply being present with ourselves and our surroundings, of listening to that still small voice within, that we can truly hear our inner wisdom and guidance. It's in these moments of quietude that we find the courage to face our fears, to stand tall against the challenges that life throws our way, and the strength to carry on, even when the path seems steep and the journey long. We all face our own wilderness experiences. These are the times when we feel lost, when the way forward is unclear, moments when fear threatens to overwhelm us, when the weight of uncertainty presses down heavily on our shoulders, when despair casts a long shadow over our hearts, and hope seems but a distant memory. It's in these moments, when the path ahead seems uncertain and the fog of doubt clouds our vision, that we need to remember Elijah's journey. We need to draw inspiration from his story, to seek solace in our faith, to find nourishment in prayer, and to listen for God's gentle guidance in the whispers of the wind and the rustle of the leaves. Just as God provided for Elijah in the wilderness, offering him sustenance and strength, he will provide for us. He will offer us the sustenance we need, the strength to endure, and the shelter to protect us from the storms of life. He may not always calm the storm, but he will give us the strength to weather it, to stand firm in the face of adversity, and to find peace amidst the chaos. He will be our refuge, our guide, and our source of unwavering hope. In his presence, we find the strength to carry on, the courage to face our fears, and the hope that lights our way even in the darkest of times. Elijah's journey from despair to renewal is a testament to the enduring power of faith. His story is one of profound transformation, illustrating how even the most desolate moments can be the prelude to a new beginning. Through his trials, Elijah discovered that faith is not just a belief but a lifeline that pulls us from the depths of despair. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, God is present. His light breaks through the shadows, offering hope and guidance when we need it most. The presence of God is a constant, unwavering force that illuminates our path, even when we feel lost and alone. He hears our cries, he sees our struggles, and he offers us his unwavering support. In moments of solitude and sorrow, we are never truly alone. God's love surrounds us, providing comfort and strength to face our challenges. His support is a reminder that we are valued and cherished, no matter how difficult our journey may seem. Like Elijah, we may find ourselves fleeing from our fears, seeking solace in solitude. The wilderness can be a place of refuge, a sanctuary where we confront our innermost thoughts and fears. It is in these moments of isolation that we often find clarity and strength, realizing that we are capable of overcoming the obstacles before us. But true peace comes from confronting our challenges, seeking God's guidance, and allowing His love to renew our spirits. Climbing the metaphorical mountains in our lives, we reach new heights of understanding and faith. Each step we take, guided by His love, brings us closer to the peace and fulfillment we seek. It is in the quiet whispers of our hearts, in the moments of stillness and reflection, that we hear His voice most clearly. Meditation and reflection open our hearts to His guidance, allowing us to connect deeply with His presence. In these serene moments, we find the answers we seek and the strength to move forward. Our journey to renewal is a personal one. Each step we take is unique, shaped by our experiences and our faith. As we walk our individual paths, we discover the profound beauty of our personal relationship with God. This journey is a testament to our resilience and our unwavering belief in His love. It is a journey inward, a pilgrimage to the depths of our souls where God's presence resides. In the quiet corners of our hearts, we find the divine connection that sustains us. This inward journey is a sacred exploration, revealing the profound depths of our faith and the boundless love of God. Let us embrace the silence, listen for His whispers, and allow His love to guide us through the storms of life and into the calm embrace of His grace. In the stillness, we find His voice, and in His voice we find the strength to weather any storm. His grace is the calm that follows the tempest, the peace that fills our hearts and renews our spirits.